Hey, good Tuesday night, Pipers. I wanted to come to you and talk to y'all about Sutliffs. And I am still 15, 16, 17 behind on some of the reviews, and I may be getting the cart before the horse on this one. Maybe this should have been done after I finish the reviews, but I'm hopelessly behind, and several that I really want to review with y'all that are truly good ones. And yes, there have been some that I didn't like so well, but my goodness, out of I don't know 30 some odd, I'm guessing 20 some odd blends, somewhere close to 30 that John sent us to review. Only 2 or 3 out of them that I really didn't like, so that's pretty good odds. It certainly is. And so tonight I wanted to tell y'all my top 5 all-time favorites of all of those that they sent out. And these, with the exception of one, these are not in any kind of order other than one that I'm going to tell you about, and it is my absolute favorite of the bunch. So let's get her kicked off here with some housekeeping. I am smoking a little handmade Golden brand pipe, and I've said this before, and some of y'all may get tired of hearing me say it, but Golden was a pipe. Let's see here, like I say, I can see better up close without those, and this one doesn't have the markings on it. Anyway, this is a Golden handmade from back in the 70s at a Raggy Rags deal. Another YouTuber who is a former pipe smoker gifted to me, guy from Vicksburg. And these were bought back in the 70s, and they were expensive pipes back then. Y'all seen the freehand, and y'all seen this one too. It's just been a while since I smoked it. But this was the one that came with it, and they are both, like I say, they're both handmade, and they're both Golden. And Golden is since, they were an independent pipe maker, kind of, I'm sure, like Joe Case or some of those, that independent makers that makes pipes, and they're no longer around, and there's very little information on them. But it's a good smoker, and of course my favorite of the 2 that he gave me certainly was the freehand. But this is a pretty decent little old smoker too, and it's unique. I like the looks of it. So the blend that I'm smoking in it, of all of the blends that Sutliff sent, this is my favorite. And this one, when they sent the book out, and I may have to refer to this book because I can't remember half the stuff, but and I'm not trying to be professional, we're amongst friends, but when they sent this book out, and with the initial 5 or 6 that they sent out the very first time, I went through the book and read about each one. When I got to this one, I said, boy, I can't wait until this one comes. Well, it was one of the last ones, one of the last batches to come. And it was certainly worth the wait. And it became my favorite, and I kind of had an idea that it would. And that blend, that brand is Kentucky Planter from our friends at Sutliff. Now, before we go any further, first let's get this thing fired up here. And I've already got the char light going, so we're actually into the full light. The only drawback to this one is there's a small amount of tongue bite, and I'm getting it tonight, and it's hit and miss. It's not every night. It's not every day that I smoke it, but tonight, and maybe I'm drinking Coca-Cola, so that may be it. But let me tell you, it's so great. It's such a good blend that I can overlook a little of that once in a while. But it's my favorite of all the Sutliffs. And what I was going to say, about our friends at Sutliff, John and some of the others there. Look, let me tell you there, as far as manufacturers go, tobacco manufacturers, and there are none any more active and loyal to our community here, you two pipe presenters, than our friends at Sutliff. And of course, they've recently teamed up with Mac Baren, and they sent out some Mac Baren blends. Of course, I was already a big fan of Mac Baren's, and they just redoubled that with some of the blends that I hadn't tried. Now, I wish y'all wouldn't drop the honey and chocolate. That saddens me a little bit because it's one I just discovered, and lo and behold, they're going to drop it, but it's a good one. But they're loyal to this community, and they make a ton of good blends. Like I say, I don't know exactly how many. I didn't count up how many. It's somewhere in the upper 20s to mid 30s, maybe even. I'm gonna say definitely in the 30s of tins that they sent out, and there's only 2, maybe 3 that I just didn't like. Maybe one out of the bunch that I thought was just not good at all. And that ain't bad out of making that many. And there's probably 7 or 8 of those that I like well enough that I'm going to keep on hand and smoke. I mean, that and from time to time I'll buy all of them, but there's several that, and these 5 are blends that I will reorder, restock, and keep on rotation. Basically, Kentucky planter is it's a burley, and it is a y'all heard me use this as an example before. A good burley blend, and I smoked one from MA's called Burley Light, and I really think it's Lane Limited Burley Light No Bite. I'm going to buy some Lane Limited Burley Light No Bite and see, but I bet you money that MA's is just putting their name on this, because they've got some blends from Lane that they do that. But a burley, to me, is like having it's like like y'all heard me use this before. It's like a bologna sandwich, and I'll even go one further and throw in something a little different tonight. Or it's like Chinese food. If you get a craving for it, won't nothing else do, and that's the way burley is for me, and I truly like it. Same way with a straight Virginia occasionally. Won't nothing else fit the bill. Well, this one, and I'm just going to read off of what it says in their book. This is full-bodied burley. All right, it says Kentucky planter. Prior to 1864, red burley was the type of burley grown in Kentucky. The Civil War was raging, and because of a scarcity of seed, George Webb purchased what was available. This new variety, white burley, proved to be superior and forever changed smoking history. This soft and aromatic blend of all AAA burleys is testimony to that fact. So I'm assuming this is a Kentucky white burley, and that's one of the things that excited me. I'd never tried a white burley, and I think it's a little stronger than a typical, maybe red or just a typical burley. I think, and that may be where some of the slight tongue bites coming in. It's got a nuttier taste to it. But it is great, and I'm using up all my time on this one, and I shouldn't. It is definitely a keeper, and I would definitely recommend it. Let me show you one more time. It's even got a good looking tin. And the other thing about Sutliff, for this big old tin, they're usually in the $6 range at pipes and cigars. And here's what this looks like. I was going to show y'all, and you can definitely tell you're dealing with a burley here. Oh, the cut of it. I mean, there is no mistaking that we've got a burley here. And I'd like to clean this up because I ain't leaving no mess and getting myself in no hot water. But my next one, and it was tough because it was a runner-up to this one, is Maple Street. Maple, yeah, Maple Street. I've called it Maple Leaf. And quality mixture with flavorful maple and old rum. Oh, the tin note on this is just awesome. But I've got several cooked on this, and this is, let me tell you with this, and I got to move on to the others before I didn't intend for this to be that long of a video. If you're smoking this, all you need is some pancakes and some Jimmy Dean or good Owen sausage, hot sausage, and maybe scramble up some eggs and some grits, and you'll have it made with that one. That's a good one. The next one here is South Seas. Love this one. And these are all aromatic. Golden Virginia and rich burleys sweetened with tropical fruit. And it is a fruity, but it's not overpowering. Now the tin note is a little misleading. It tastes so much better than it smells, and it doesn't smell bad, but when you fire it up, you know that, man, this is one I'm gonna hang on to and keep it around. And the fruits are just, it's kind of like drinking a fruit, and it's not compared. I'm comparing it to them, but it doesn't taste like fruit punch. You know, when you buy the red fruit punch at the convenience store, it's hard to tell what fruit it is, and that's the way this one is. And the next one is Bacchanalia, a blend worthy of the god of wine. And what it looks like, and it truly tastes like a good, it's comparable to a good glass of wine. And I like it. And last but not least, this was the last one that came, and it came at Christmas, and I think it seemed like it came by itself. It's Cabaret Rouge, and Alfred, aka Henry Sims, did a review on this one. And this one is a complex blend. And but the tin note on this is awesome, and the flavor's great too. Matter of fact, the Kentucky Planter, the Maple Street, and this one are really the top three. And I said it was a complex, and I wasn't copying off of that, but it does. It says complex, aromatic, and sweet blend of Virginia and black Cavendish. And when you open this thing up, brother, it smells like a caramel apple or candied apple that you, like Alfred said, that you get at the fair. And it tastes like it. It's got one of the nicest tin notes of any tobacco I've ever smelled. I could sit and smell this all day. But that's my top 5 Sutliffs. These are keepers. And the Maple Street, this for sure, the Maple Street, the Cabaret Rouge, and the Kentucky Planter. I would tell y'all it's fun. Get yourself on a mission. It's like an adventure, and they're priced well enough. When you order from Pipes and Cigars or Smoking Pipes, prices are good enough on these. Throw you at least 110 of this in. Pick you something different every time, maybe 2. Because they're good people. They're very supportive of our community, and they make a good product. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to come back with another little video here tonight. And y'all take care. Buy the Sutliff. They're good folks. Y'all take care and have a good one. God bless.